that way.
All right. Mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we're good.
We're in it. Crazy. Sounds crisp.
And we are live. You can catch us on Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be right back with you, Howlers. We'll be right back. Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
It's your girl Melanie, cat baby.
And today we have a very special guest. We got Echosworld in the den today. How you doing,
hello.
man?
How you doing?
Good. I appreciate you coming on. I know we've been trying to get you on for a while, so this is pretty dope, man.
Yes, I'm sorry for that. I apologize,
no.
but I really appreciate the invite and the constant, follow-ups with me. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. If you can tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Jeff Reyes. I run a production company called Echosworld. We're a one-stop shop for all your visual needs: photography, director, cinematography, any visual type of business that you got. We make it.
How long you been doing that for?
I've been running the company. Well, that's such a tricky question, but I've been doing behind the camera stuff for maybe a little over 10 years, 12 years maybe.
Nice.
But I've been running my company since 2001. I opened it up right out of high school. It's evolved to what it's now. But I used to do graphics.
Okay.
And that's how it kind of came about.
Like graphic designing?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you still doing that or not really?
I don't do it as a business. I just do it out of necessity for
your business already?
for my business
Yeah,
personally.
yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of the people you worked with.
Oh man,
I know you got a Rolodex.
I've worked with all sorts of, artists, talent, actors. Everybody. From Nipsey Hussle, which is my most popular, rest in peace, to Snoop, to, I just did a video with Peso Pluma and Oscar Maidon,
Nice.
The Game. I've done all sorts of stuff, man.
Wow. So what's one of the people you work with that's kind of like left a good, really like hard impression on you?
I think Be Real was really dope working with him and just seeing how he does his business and how he works and seeing him behind the scenes on just the aspect of his business, his brand, kind of left an impact. And I've been grateful that I've been able to stay in communication with them and work on things with them too.
And where are you located? Where do you normally do travel? Like, are you just in
I go wherever
LA?
the business goes. Yeah, no, I go wherever the business takes me. I'm born and raised Angelino. Grew up in the Valley, which is rare in this film business. It feels like every time I ask somebody that's in the biz, like, where you from? They're from like some little town in Ohio or something. Nobody out here in LA is like from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. So you're in LA a lot though, right? Where do you usually work at most of the time?
It
all over.
It depends. Yeah, it really it's situational dictates. Where we're going. Some days we're shooting in a mansion in Calabasas. The other day we're shooting in the hood in Compton.
And because you come from LA, you're like one of us. You've opened up and paved the way for a lot of people that are actors, performers, makeup artists, just all over the culture, like all over your circle. You've opened that up for like a lot of people, because a lot of people that are doing projects with you now, that's kind of like what they're starting with. You know what I'm saying? Like Torchata with Oat Milk. A lot of other films that you make that are like indie films.
Yeah, this business is a network business, and it's I'm helping others. I'm paying it forward is the way how I kind of look at it. People have given me the opportunities to do dope stuff, and to give me the opportunity to show them what I can do, and I want to be able to open that door for anybody that's in the same business, because I know how difficult it can be.
What sparked your interest getting into the film industry when you first started?
Necessity, I think. But I think I've always like dabbled and try to experiment to see what I really want to do, because to this day I really don't know what I want to do.
You're still growing. It's
I
still
know
kinda like...
I know what I like to do. I know what pays the bills. right? But in reality, like, are we? Am I living like the dream where I'm just like doing whatever I want? Sometimes we don't have the luxury to do that. But I always say I'm living the dream because compared to where I was 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, like I am blessed that I'm doing what I'm doing.
You've done a lot of work. I saw your ad for Nike too. I think that's originally how I kind of gravitated to your page. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
we did a commercial for Nike that got us a tele
That was
award.
it was a really good
Dang,
commercial.
congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So what do you? Because you said you know what you like to do, you know what pays the bills. So let's go over what pays the bills. What are the things that you do that you kind of feel like you have to do for necessity?
So I'm a camera operator by trade.
Okay.
And I've had to fall into the videography world because of like you can't. Not all clients can afford like a big 20, 30, 40 man crew. So they just need one guy, one sound guy. So I do those small gigs. I don't like to do them, but again, at the same time, when we got to work, we got to work.
Yeah. And what do you like to do? What like when you work on something, you're just very passionate about it.
I love doing narrative. That's like to be behind the camera and to work with a director that really has a vision and to take my interpretation of what the story is and to just really mold it and play. That's really what it is. It's just be on set and have fun and create. Don't take yourself so seriously. I think that's really what I want to do. It's just be on set and just shooting all day, getting paid for it.
Who have you worked with? What director have you worked with that you feel that you loved working with? That was like maybe one of your favorites.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I mean, of course, like my boy LV. Like I always love working with him. Like I've been pushing him since I met him. And
yeah, he's been following us a lot lately and talking to me, hitting me up.
Shout out to LV.
Yeah, shout out to LV.
That's my guy, man. And like I would say like he's one of my favorites just because not just because he's my friend, but I feel like because he's very passionate in the craft, right? But he's also very passionate when he's trying to tell a story with actors. Yeah. It's like seeing a kid in a sandbox. There's been tons of other directors that I've loved and loved working with. There was one and forgive me, I can't remember his name, but he was directing a movie that we worked on in TJ, and he was a phenomenal action director. And just by us sitting back and watching him do his thing, I learned a lot from it. So I call it extrapolation of technique. Like I'll take little bits of everything from when I work with somebody just to as a learning point.
So tell us about, because we've been having a lot of the actors and even other people from Ochata with Oatmeal.
Comedians.
Yeah. So
I appreciate that. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your experience on that because, it sounds like, I don't know, it's like a movement. I feel like with a lot of the actors and even people behind the scenes and everybody's been hitting us up. And we just started bringing them in because I know that we had Drummer Boy on, right? So Drummer Boy was on the day of the grand opening, I guess, to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And he was literally leaving right after here to go to it. And then we started getting a lot of people on from there after that. And it's like, you guys are all like really like a family, the way you guys are dealing with each other, how you guys are moving with each other. And it's like a movement for the movie. So I don't know. Tell us a little bit about your experience on that and how you feel about that film.
Yeah, I mean, I think making that movie was just a collection of friendships and connections and the network that we've been building for many years. I've known Concrete, 10, 15 plus years. Jerry, he knew LV and Duno. We were all like, I mean, it was just meant to happen. And it's always dope to work with friends. So why not hit up a friend first?
Right.
To watch it,
put them on.
That's actually how all of this kind of came about.
That's really my high. Is like, okay, I got a job, right? But if I can hire somebody else that's my homie or my friend or my family, that's even more
better.
of a plus.
I've like supported that too. Like that mindset is, people out here can buy Balenciaga if they can afford it. You know what I mean? Not everyone can. I think for me, it means more when you can support your friends that have their own businesses, their own clothing brands. And I've done that for years now. Like, and it's not a luxurious brand, but I'm helping my friend. And I think for me, that means even more because it's just, it's genuine. You have the people right here next to you. Why not uplift them now?
For sure, we got to help each other
Instead of
out.
someone that doesn't even know you and you're spending thousands of dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think for me, it's more authentic when you can do that.
Like I get it, like sometimes it feels good to get the
Of
Prada
course,
and
of
get
course.
the Gucci, to get the luxury brand, right? But sometimes it feels
Yeah.
good to go home and eat your mama's food too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so again, for me, it's a luxury to not only hire myself, but to hire people that I know are talented, that are professional,
Yeah.
and that their homies are family.
Networking within the community. I actually met you at the premiere in person. I met you in person at the premiere, and a lot of the guests that have been coming on has come of that. Even David Events, I met him at the
David
a lot of
Baaz.
people that I've come to just be inspired by. It's a lot of you guys. You guys stick together.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
that's
a
what it
community.
is. It's
Bringing each other up.
I think it's important for us to always push each other and to inspire each other. Why not?
I
mean,
think I was talking to Jerry
Especially in
Garcia
such a-
too when he came on. He was saying I was telling him how the cast of the film, it felt genuine. It felt like, you guys were all, like he said, all part of a family.
it was a great time being on set because
Yeah.
everybody knew each other.
And I felt like I felt that.
Yeah,
you
it was
know,
like
and
a
that's-
family, and
yeah.
then like it sucks when it ends.
Yeah.
because that's it, and then like months later, LV's like, hey, we got to do some pickups. Oh, it's great, so we get to bring the crew back and the gang back. So it always
Nice.
feels good to
Nice.
have that type of cohesion on a project.
Right.
Any
Definitely.
any projects you're working on right now?
To be honest, no. I'm not working on anything besides what I'm just trying to push, which is Horchata with Oat Milk, and we got Addicted to You, which it's at the Chicano Hollywood Film Festival this year.
Are you gonna be there?
I will definitely be there. Yeah.
We're gonna be there
Yeah.
too.
I'll say.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We'll be there.
I feel like we're just kind of like becoming a part of that your guys' like thing. It's kind of
That's
crazy.
dope.
It's kind of just by accident, but I just think that
It's a great movement.
No,
Yeah.
it's
with
not by
Johnny.
accident.
It's not by
No, no,
accident,
no.
Yeah, I
Jacob.
don't feel like it's by accident.
we're good.
You know what it is? I honestly think it's like it's all about timing. Like it's all in God's timing. You can try and force a meet with someone, but if it's forced, it's never really gonna last. I feel
For sure.
So it has to be genuine. It has to be authentic and just happen naturally. I feel. And then if I feel like right now with everything that we have going on, like we just did the event up the hill and meeting what's his name? Chicano Hollywood. Johnny.
Murillo.
Yeah, it's like now we can get the movement even rolling a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I told you earlier, like we meet so many people on social media. You don't really have an interaction with them, so you don't really know them,
For sure.
know their vibe, know what they're about. Yeah, you can scroll on their page, but it's like when you meet them in person, it's a whole different vibe.
I agree.
What
This
was- what was
We're so
podcast-
connected that we're disconnected.
Right. Exactly.
But what's dope is how you guys are so tight niche. Like that's like very appealing to me because I feel like growing up that's how everybody just kept on that same path, pushing that same rock up the hill.
Yeah.
It's like you got more movement, you get a lot more further out when you're able to do it like that. When everybody's just for themselves, it's just kind of all scattered. It's a little different,
It's like that saying, it's if you want to go get somewhere fast, go by yourself. You want to get somewhere farther, go with,
Go with a team.
the team. Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool that you guys are doing that, and it's kind of like inspiring to see you guys do all that together. And it kind of, I feel like my team, like we're a newer team, and we're making movement, but it's inspiring to see that, and it kind of like makes it kind of want to like rub off on us.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to provide a platform where you guys can come and like just spread that even further because it's something that's popping right now. It's cool to be Chicano. It's cool to be Mexican. It's cool to be.
Yeah.
It's cool to
now
be
we just don't-
united
let's not-
right
let's
now.
not
You
fuck it
know.
up,
Yeah.
we gotta hold a standard because I feel like we gotta have a standard too.
Yeah.
We gotta filter out the bad and push the good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mexicans, like we were talking to Jerry Garcia about this. We're like, Mexicans have never been popping this hard. Like they're popping right now. They're popular in everything, in all social media, from music, podcasting, movies. Like they're popping.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I feel like we've done a lot, even like when I was growing up, but nobody was taking us seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now, they're taking us seriously.
For sure.
And it's wild that it's like that. And you're right. I think there needs to be a standard because we're real quick to fuck shit up, too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Even
Yeah,
like George Lopez says, just don't fuck it up.
Yeah, just don't fuck it up. And also, within that standard, I feel like we have to outgrow ourselves too, because I feel like we just because we're known in LA doesn't mean that they know you in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Or further than that, globally. You know,
Yeah.
I want my name to be known globally.
Yeah,
You know, with the Europeans, with the
Push
South
that
Americans,
bar.
with get as far as you can. It's great to be known in your city and to be loved in your city.
Right.
That's what I
Mm-hmm.
want. I want people to love me from my city where I'm from,
Yeah.
but I want people that don't know me from the
Yeah.
East Coast.
Well,
from the
stick with us because our
Midwest,
demographic
love
is
our
through the
work.
roof.
Well,
Yeah.
we were trying to get off the block.
We're,
sure.
we're working towards it for sure. I feel
We're
like
hitting
you
all
know,
kinds of fucking-
Well, we're actually we have a lot of viewers in Europe.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
that's
That's what
dope.
I'm saying.
Yeah, we got
well,
a
I
lot of-
didn't know that, but
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of viewers in Europe, but yeah, no, that's cool, man. I mean, so what are you doing right now? 'Cause, I mean, obviously you're part of that movement. So like, what are you doing to help get that culture, the Mexican culture, out there? How did you guys? You're a big part of that. Like your whole team, it really is.
which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, really think about it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you guys are really a big part of getting that out there. What did you do to help get that out there? Like, did you guys have a plan, or just kind of just happened?
No, I think it just happened. You know, the way that how we created the movie is I was brought in as like, hey, you know, my boy LV hit me up. It was during COVID, and he's like, we want to make a movie. Are you down? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. You know, I was grateful that he hit me up first, you know, rather than somebody else. You know, so I was like, yes, that's my homie. He's hitting me up. We're gonna make a movie.
definitely.
We're gonna do it. But then there comes the responsibility. Oh shit, I'm taking somebody else's money, and we're gonna try to create something and not lose this dude's bag.
Yeah.
So the stress behind that, you know, and being the leader, and I feel like that kind of put me in a position where I was like, okay, I have to take this serious. I have to follow through and make this happen. So I can't be selfish and do what I want, which was to shoot it. It wasn't a thing. I was like, okay, I can shoot. I have to produce it. I have to make sure. So I gave somebody else a chance to be the shooter on it, which was my boy Maya, which he was here.
Yeah,
Right?
we had him on. Together.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
we had.
Maya
He was
Hernandez.
the first one we had on
Yeah.
for this whole
And,
thing.
you know, that's my boy. We've been working together for many years. I know what he can do. He's a dope
Yeah.
shooter. He's a dope photographer. Why not give him the opportunity? And
Definitely.
he's Latino, and he's a vet. It's all the boxes are being checked right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
And he's my homie.
Yeah.
Fucking put him on. Not only do I get to put
That's
some
so
money in
cool,
his
dude.
pocket,
Yeah.
but we get to create something together.
Definitely.
you know what's crazy is a lot of people, especially this day and age, do not put their homies on. They don't. They try to like
Gatekeep.
give me, boom. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
not even. They don't even care.
I feel like that's just an old school sales tactic.
Uh-huh.
Like I used to be in sales, and I feel like it was more like it's all about me.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are, or if you're even my brother. I need to take home. I need to be number one in this room.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's and we kind of fall into that pocket. We're not in that anymore. You know,
Nah.
like I feel like the entertainment business is not about competition. Yeah, we can have goals to be number one, right? But there is no competition because everybody's a different flavor.
Yeah.
You know, I cannot reproduce.
there's no competition at the top. We're collaborating.
I cannot reproduce somebody else's work. It's gonna be different. No matter how much I try, it's gonna be my own flavor,
Yeah.
my own style. So it's what style you want.
Well, the thing is too is the game's changed. Like you can put all kinds of your work out there. Like there's all kinds of platforms to do that.
Yeah.
So in reality, like it's not like somebody can just like gatekeep and say, hey, like it used to be. Hollywood used to be like, these are the actors we're using all the time. Nobody else sees anybody but these characters, you know, or these actors. Now it's like, dude, as long as you push, you make moves, you keep moving to the top, somebody's gonna see your work.
Yeah.
You know, so it's different. Like nobody should be trying to like gatekeep or trying to like hold on and like, hey, just I want it's all about me. Like the reality is we can all win.
For sure.
You know, it's better to think that way. I feel like we were talking about it before. It's like a poor man's mentality or a middle class mentality. Step on over everybody and reach the top on your own.
Yeah, and the thing is too is it's not always about winning. You know,
Yeah.
because we live in the world that we're not all of us are going to be winners, and sometimes we got to take that L, or sometimes you got to take the back seat. You got to learn how to be a follower before you become a leader.
There you go.
And if you're not going to get the job, well, it went to the best person it was. So I need to work harder to be that better person
Right.
in whatever I'm doing. You know, and to be truthfully and honest, this year has been one of the most difficult times in my life, business wise. You know, after COVID and then the strikes and then with the fires and the protest. Business has been, nobody wants to shoot shit.
And then there
nobody,
was a strike, an actor's strike too.
and nobody wants to go out and shoot a fucking music video when there's riots and ice outside. You
Yeah.
know, it's crazy. But it's on us as businessmen to figure out different avenues to take care of our families.
Yeah.
You know, and if that means that I got to go camera operate a wedding, you know, that's what I got to do. Even though I don't like doing that. But if somebody's paying me 2-3 racks to go just hold a camera at somebody's bar mitzvah,
Yeah.
I'm with it.
That's entrepreneurship mindset though. Like
Yeah.
we know that we have to get things we have no choice but to do things to get things done, to feed your family, to take care of yourself.
Yeah. And it opens opportunities, you know?
And that does.
Yeah.
Little things that you think that you're mad that you had to do, if you really like take the time to pay attention to what's around you and networking, like if you don't take anything out of what you're doing or where you're at, it's on you.
Yeah.
Because you can make something out of anything.
Yeah.
You just got to network.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know, it's I know a lot of people because I would have people around me a lot, like a lot of negative people. They're like, dude, why are we here? We ain't gonna get nothing out of this. Da, da, da. Dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, let me do my thing. Because at the end of the day, networking is the biggest tool. Like, this was a cheat code. That's why I started this whole podcast.
Yeah.
It was a networking tool.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's why I'm doing that.
And just to take a step further of networking, I think it's also having conversations with people that you already know or maybe haven't talked to in a while. Which you know, like I'll sometimes hit up a couple of homies of mine or camera operators or wherever, and just like, hey man, how's everything going? Like just taking the temperature on anything. Like,
Yeah.
what's up? Do you have, because out of that maybe something sparks, and you know,
Yeah. You never know. You never know where the conversation will lead you.
Right.
We'll do a Howls over Baaz reality show, man. That'll be
Oh
a
my
fucked up
gosh.
show. That'll be a fucked
That
up
would
show.
actually be fun.
Yeah.
Damn.
What's a film or a project that changed you as a person, not just creatively?
A project that changed me. Man, I mean, there's been so many. I mean, I think that one that I can really think of that always pops in my head. We did 3 movies back to back in Cancun. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And so we got the job, and they're like, we're going to do 1 movie as a trial. And if it works out, we're going to do 2 and 3. All different genres, all different, you know, storylines, different directors. But the production team was all going to be the same. And I was like, man. So not only did I have to be gone from my family for like 8 months, I'm in another.
That's a long time.
Wow.
I'm in Cancun,
Wow.
where I'm in LA. I can find anything. You know, I can be resourceful in my own city.
Yeah.
But now I'm in cartel land, you know, we're getting chased out of certain spots because they didn't permit right or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that kind of changed because changed me how I think of not all money is good money, and what is the risk,
Is it worth it?
and is it worth it, you know? But not only just for myself, but just everybody in total,
Yeah.
my family, my friends, who am I bringing on, who am I hiring,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. I think that job really kind of like, because it was fun. It was dope. We're filming in the jungles, but man, dude, it was Customs took all our shit,
Damn.
Oh, wow.
which was crazy.
No way.
So now we had to refine everything that we had taken, that Customs had taken, find it over there, make it, refabricate it, whatever.
Wow. That's
Damn.
crazy.
That's a
So-
cool story.
Yeah,
And it's crazy how resourceful you can be, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for
and like
sure.
you ain't stopping me. We're gonna figure this out still. You know, so you got it done still.
Yeah.
So you kind of look at it as you learned a lot just from that part too, huh?
yeah. I mean, I think that's the most important on like every job that you take. Yeah, if you get hired for your expertise, you get hired, or you're brought on because you're the quote unquote expert on it, but you're gonna learn something new on anything that you do. And I feel like if you go into any project like that, you're just gonna be more intuitive to what your job is, but you're also gonna be more helpful. And I feel like if we don't do that as much, like we are of service of doing whatever we're doing. It's
Yeah.
not just about us, but how can we bring and how can we take?
I hear you talk a lot about leadership too. So you it seems like you lead a lot of projects too, right? At some point, you're a leader in what you do with certain people, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to be.
Yeah.
With a business as like being a business owner, or like if it's coming under my company or anything like that, it's I have to take lead because it's my liability.
What's a leader to you?
think a leader is somebody that can take challenging obstacles and take his people through it. Whatever
how you
the
handle
scenarios.
how you
handle
handle
obstacles. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely shows character for sure. And the person, like, you know, under pressure, and like how you gonna get out of it? If you're
Yeah.
problem solver, solution,
For
you know what I
sure.
mean?
I have another question for you. How do you protect your creative vision when you're working with big brands or big projects?
Contracts.
Oh,
Contracts.
So you
Contracts
go in
and-
there knowing already?
Yeah, contracts and conversations, and also just knowing when your decision is going to matter. Because maybe I just don't want to take that creative control. Like I've told many people, like, that title sounds dope, but do you want the responsibility of that? You know, and I look at it like that too. Like, do I want the creative control, or is this something that needs to be taken care of by the client or by the agency or by the talent or by the artist, whoever it is? Or if it's something, if I'm getting free reins and I'm taking control of it, then it's more of a responsibility on my end. Because I've done projects where I take full responsibility, full control, and I hate it, and it sucks. And it wasn't what it was there. I think that's why I kind of fell off of directing, because I just didn't feel like I was good at it.
no, you didn't really care for it.
I didn't care for it. No.
What do
I
you
didn't want to
like?
be the director. I wanted to be the director's
Right-hand man.
right-hand man. I guess. Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
that makes a lot of sense.
Because I know how to do that,
Yeah. There's a lot of responsibility for the director, huh?
for sure. A lot of, and then at the end, it doesn't matter how good, how bad, or how terrible the project. They're gonna look
It's
at the
on them,
director.
huh?
It's on them.
Oh shit!
It's a big responsibility, you know. And
Yeah.
kudos to all the to all the directors that are out there hustling and grinding, trying to get their name out there.
Directing
Because the
is-
majority of them are never get that opportunity.
Is there a project that you're wanting to do? Like, is there like something you got hidden and that nobody really knows about that you got maybe written up, or something that you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I got a slate of scripts that I've been trying to push for the past 10 years, 10, 15 years. But there's one in particular. I wouldn't say that people don't know about it. People know about it because I've been pushing it since I started, which is called Invasion. It really fits. I mean, it's great. Every time I revisit it, our climate, our politics are always the same. It takes place. It's just about a guy that is in the middle of this invasion happening, and he's trying to do is find his family. You know, but he's dealing with the military, with the cops, with other people, and then that's a project that I would love to
And
to
you
make
have,
for myself.
You have it all written up already and everything.
Yeah, I got it. I got everything packaged. It's my most packaged project I have. I have a proof of concept. I'll send you the link so you can watch it.
Yeah. Oh, you have something already up.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I do want to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I want to see it.
I know. I'm like, we're all intrigued now.
Tell us about another one.
I have that one. I got this other one called Mayberry Avenue. It's a love triangle kind of thing, almost like Crash. You ever see Crash?
Oh,
Yeah.
I like
As
where
interweaving
it's
stories like that.
yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
I have one like that. It's a murder mystery.
Oh.
I have another one called Jewel of the West that we've been working on. It's 3 actors, and they'll it all takes place in their apartment.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
It sounds
I
kinky.
got tons.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We know
Would
where
you-
her mind goes.
Would you say, like, what would you say is probably a project that you lean more towards, like music videos? Do you do music videos? I know you mentioned you worked with artists before, or more on the film movie side.
No, I mean, I'm not picky. I'm gonna I'm gonna do whatever I get asked.
Well,
to,
what's probably the
I love music videos
Yeah.
because you get to experiment. You get to like do shit that you can't get away with when doing a narrative video
okay.
or doing a narrative project.
Like something unique. That's why, huh?
Yeah,
It's more creative.
music videos. There's just no money in it.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
like unless you're one of the big dogs getting the big budgets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm not doing a video for $500. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's the going rate. There's, I mean, hey, some dudes are killing it. You
Yeah.
know, 250, 350 to do a whole music video, and they're
Damn.
out there killing it. Good for them. That's not me.
crazy.
That's how I feel when I'm asked to be in them.
Yeah, I mean and it's tough all the way around, right? Because then if you're doing a music video and they want, we want 20 girls, sick. How much are you paying them? Like
Yes.
$50 and some pizza? Not
And a
not
blunt.
with it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
What's one of the biggest artists you've worked with? I mean, like, name a few of them. And the biggest artists you worked for music videos.
I mean, just to name a few, Nipsey, Game. I worked with Prodigy. I worked with.
Oh, damn.
I worked with Slipknot. I've worked with
Oh,
Drummer,
shit.
King Little G. I mean, that's where I got my start. Was the Chicano rap movement
Damn.
with
Nice.
with all of them.
And now we're moving on to the Chicano Film Festival.
For
Look
sure.
at that big shit.
Coming
Big shit.
up.
Shout out to Johnny for putting that together for the whole community.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is
yes.
gonna be your part on at the film festival? What are you gonna be doing there other than chilling with us?
So we're screening 2 films, which was Addicted to You and Horchata with Oat Milk. And then on Saturday, I believe I gotta look at the schedule, but I think either Friday or Saturday, I'm supposed to be doing a piece talking about cameras and how to frame things.
You're right, because there's gonna be workshops, right? It's not just screening of
Yeah,
movies.
no, it's not just screening movies. They're doing workshops. They're doing networks events all the entire weekend.
Are you looking forward to teaching
I-
people stuff? Do you like
yeah,
it?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm a nerd when it comes down to cameras and doing all that stuff. So
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
So
I
you're
love
see,
it.
guys, he's gonna be teaching people how to work with cameras. So
Oh, that's
if
cool.
that's something that you're interested in, the film festival will be doing that.
Get
And-
your tickets.
Are the
Yes.
tickets for
Please go
sale?
to it. Yeah, just go to ChicanoHollywood.com and like as soon as you get it, it's
The
very
link
easy
is
to
up there.
navigate,
Nice.
and you can get the tickets right there.
Who do you do this for?
Who do I do it for?
Who do you do it for, Jeff?
I do it for myself. As
I
any,
thought you were
as
gonna
any
say that.
artist, as any artist, we're doing it for ourselves because it's a very selfish business. Being an artist,
Mhm.
and it feels weird to call myself that, right?
No, you're an artist for
or
sure.
to even call it, but I mean, I
Own
play,
it.
I play with creative tools, so I'm an artist. But overall, like my intentions are to take care of my family, feed my family, take care of the bills, take care of myself, and just be happy doing it.
I say myself too because when you're in the airplane, how they tell you to put your mask on first. You know,
Yeah,
you gotta
for
take
sure.
care of yourself.
You can't
first.
take care of others. You can't take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that people I feel like don't really understand. It took me a while to understand it, and even though sometimes I don't apply it to myself, I always revert back to the beginning. Right, got to take care of me before I take care of others.
If you can do anything different career-wise, would you? And what would it be?
Yeah, for sure. I think I would have stayed in the military a little longer. And I think I would have gone to school for something else, something completely different, like English or something,
Why is that, if you don't mind me asking?
or history.
The
Because
teaching aspect of it.
the
kinda?
teaching aspect of that, but also a degree in film is worthless.
Hmm.
I feel, because
Like to get a degree or just like having a degree in the industry?
no,
Because the hands-on, you're saying the hands-on
Yeah.
is more.
the hands-on
Okay.
applies more to the business
Than
rather than
That's like
than
getting
the
a business
paper.
degree. Same thing,
it's
you
the
know.
same- yeah.
A business
Yeah.
degree is useless. It's like
You have to go do the business,
Right.
So that's how I mean it.
Okay, okay.
Having a degree and being a doctor is very different, or,
Right.
or
Yeah.
being a lawyer, right? Having a degree in film, like what I feel, there's nothing
If you would have had
useful in that.
a degree in another thing, do you think you would still be doing film as like a hobby, or do you think you would have just stuck to it?
I don't know. That's a tough question. Just because, like I said, I kind of fell into doing what I'm doing. I had a very different like avenue that I wanted to hit. Coming out of the Army,
What was it?
I wanted to be a cop.
Okay.
I wanted to be a detective. I wanted to do robbery, homicide. Like that was my like I've always was intrigued on that.
Now you can just do it in the movies. You know?
Now I'm doing movies, yeah.
Do the homicide movies. You know?
I just I don't know. It's just coming back from deployment and getting out. Just it kind of like I don't know. It just did something to me that I was just like, do I really want to go back and do the same thing just in another department, be a cherry again? And I don't know. And even when I did try, there was always an obstacle that always hindered me that kept telling me, nah, you should go do this. So.
And you know what's crazy? Where would the Chicano community be without Echosworld? Eh?
Yeah, what do you think of
Where
that?
we wouldn't even be talking right now.
because you have a big impact, man. Everybody talks about you.
Yeah.
Everybody's like Echosworld. So I mean, you have a huge impact in this community.
Not even just the community. Look at you. You spread that to Nipsey and other artists I'm sure you work with. I'm sure you hit other demographics on that end too. Like, that's big.
Yeah,
You know?
I appreciate that. I don't really look at it like that, you know. Like, it feels great, you know, to hear that. And that's always been the goal, is just to impact people and help people, and at the same time, selfishly getting what I want. You know?
Yeah,
and
ain't
that's
nothing wrong
to
with that.
Pay the bills.
We got to pay the bills at the
Got
end of the
to.
day. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun having it as a hobby, but like, you know, like at the end of the day, you're moving forward towards that, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned pushing more with horchata with milk. Are you guys doing anything else with that, or is there like
No, currently right now we're selling it on the website, which
so
is
just trying to get a bigger names out there?
We really just want to get it seen. We want the community to really support us.
Yeah.
You know, we can, to be honest, I mean, for me, unless there's a big enough check from like Netflix or some major studio like that willing to either cut us a check or give us a deal so that we can make another one bigger, there is no conversation, because the time and it wasn't even on the time and the money, the amount of passion that John, Soso, LV, and Conk and all of them put together, it would be a disservice to just hand it to somebody else.
Just anyone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's as independent artists, because that's what we are. We're independent. They put up the money themselves. They forked it up to make it happen. And they, like any other independent artist, they deserve their royalties as much as anybody else.
Yeah.
Silly
definitely.
question, but have you guys already tried to submit it to those networks?
No.
Why?
What we've had conversations with distributors that can take us there, but it's always
Numbers.
It's always numbers. You know, that they always want more than what we're
They always
getting.
do.
Yeah, which is it's fine. It's a business, right? It's just not a business.
What
for
about
us
just
now,
selling
I
the
guess.
storyline? Hey, look with my ideas, and then having them redo it again, but with an actual budget, with the same idea, you know?
I mean, again, it's it would be like El Mariachi, right? Because El Mariachi became Desperado.
No, and it was a vibe too. I
mean,
think once you watch the movie too, you
that's
get
what I'm
it.
saying. Some people
It
like
was
El
a
Mariachi,
vibe.
but some people love Desperado.
Yeah.
And some people don't like El Mariachi. So it can go either way.
Yeah.
They did it same type of scenario. I had a movie called Navy SEALs versus it was called Zulu 6. It was about zombies and Navy SEALs, right? I'll send you the link too so you can watch the show.
Okay. I'm a huge zombie fan.
Oh,
I like,
watch it.
dude,
And
zombie.
you should watch the movie that I did in Cancun too. It was called it was based off a video game called Dead Trigger.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see that.
But I lost my train of thought.
We can talk zombies all day. So
It was the Navy movie.
Oh yeah, right. We did this short, and we were making it into a feature, and then the company said, you know what, we're cool with that. We're just gonna go remake it one more. And all we did was just get credit, and they got a bigger budget. They just redid it.
Man, is it hard though? Like I would feel like
That
you're
sucks.
giving your baby away. And it's
Yeah.
like to me, like fuck that. I'm gonna ride this out. That's how I kind of look at it. Like I don't know. I don't want to just give shit away. You know what I mean? Like I know it's money sometimes.
It's
and
a business transaction. It's
Yeah.
like, how much are you holding this baby?
yeah.
You
Did
know,
you
And
ever-
it's
versus
never
this
really
means to-
seen too. At the same time, like you're like, oh, if it doesn't really get seen, like I want this to be seen. So
No,
is that
I for
kinda
sure
how it
wanted
is
to.
too.
I for sure wanted to be seen, but I wanted to be seen by the right people.
Did the movie Mi Familia ever make it mainstream, like in the theater?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It did?
Yeah.
Because that's one of my favorite movies, and it's like an old school, like classic. It's along the line with Blood In, Blood Out, but it's about family.
Yeah. No.
It kind of, the house reminds me of the house from Concrete when he's
Oh.
talking to
Yes.
the pictures.
Yes. And that was the point when we were making that movie, is to try to be as nostalgic as possible. Like if something could connect to something else, or if it looks like something, I feel like we're just all influenced by just culture, right? But the stuff that we watch, the stuff that we read, and what we listen to, and we just bring it in and apply it to whatever we're making.
What was maybe like tell us a little bit about maybe something that people don't know about, like on set that happened with oat milk, maybe something that was kind of memorable to you.
I mean, every day on that set was something new. I mean, the fact that we were filming during COVID was because I was like, I'm not trying to get anybody sick. I'm not trying to, get anybody sued.
Did you guys
So
all
we
have
had
to
to
test
do this
and
by the.
stuff?
I was doing everything by the book.
Yeah.
And
Hey, but you guys
hated
had the
me
whole
for it.
street though. You had the whole street and all that because everything was closed down.
Yeah, I mean, we permitted a bunch of things because things were shut down. We got permission to do certain things just because nobody was working. So
yeah.
we were able to block off like blocks of the neighborhood and film whatever we wanted to film.
That's cool.
But yeah, no, I try to do everything by the book, so that give everybody the experience.
There was always jokes on set, I'm sure, and it was everybody's being crazy. Is that kind of how it was?
No, I mean crazy in the extent to where it was fun.
Yeah.
For sure it was stressful. And for sure it was fun. I mean we're all having a great time doing it, and I know for sure we all miss being on set and we want to do it again.
How long did it take you to film it?
We shot it in 10 days.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. 10 days is
10
crazy.
days. It took 4 years to edit, which I think we did like 4 days or 5 days of pickup, so a total of 15 altogether.
Dang.
But consecutively
That's
we did
still,
10 consecutive
that's so
days.
Good timing. It usually takes a while for like a film like that.
Well, I mean it's really budget.
Yeah.
We would have loved to done that movie in
Didn't
25
Rocky
days.
Didn't Rocky do something like that when the first Rocky movie wasn't it shot all quick and with like no budget at all?
Yeah, I mean that's why they shoot it really fast because
Yeah.
there is no budget to.
But it's like the best movies are shot with like no budget. It was the first Rocky movie. It was huge. You know what I mean?
I mean, usually the low budget ones, there's more passion behind it.
Yeah,
So they always
yeah.
like if you look at Saw,
Mhm.
like that movie was nothing but passion. Those two filmmakers really made it. He even put himself in it.
yeah.
And everybody that worked on that was passionate about what they were doing. From even what's his name, the black actor. He was in Lethal Weapon.
Danny Glover?
Danny Glover. Excuse me, Danny Glover. He was coming in on it. I know for sure he wasn't getting paid his normal rate, but because he liked the script, he was passionate about it.
Yeah.
He got the opportunity to bring his brother onto the movie, which he was working on the camera department, I believe. It helped him to do his best.
Yeah,
And what
great.
about
It
like
became a classic.
the Paranormal Activity movies and the Blair Witch Project?
Yeah, those are another ones. Like,
little to
they
no
were
budget.
They were shot to
Yeah.
like no budget, little to none.
Weren't they shot on like an iPhone at first, like the first one? Or
Which one?
There was one.
Paranormal, or was it the Blair Witch Project?
I think it was
One
the
of
Blair
them.
Witch Project because there was a
Yeah.
lot of running around in the woods. You were like, "What the hell am I looking at?" But you were right there watching it still,
Too much movement for me.
Yeah.
I need a little bit
Yeah,
more
that
stability.
got me a little dizzy.
Yeah.
I was like- and everybody thought it was real, but then he found out it was just all
Great
fake.
marketing
Yeah.
for sure.
I was like, damn, man. I watched that whole thing get me dizzy, and it was all fake. Like, damn. I saw them all come out on an award show, and I was like, that's fucked up. You guys
They
completely.
killed it with that. They should have never done that.
I know. I was like, damn, they messed that all up. What's who's somebody you'd want to work with that you haven't
I
worked
was
with
just
so
gonna
far?
ask that.
I'd love to work with Joaquin Phoenix. I'd love to work with Jim Carrey, Christopher Lloyd.
Dang. Back to the Future.
Yeah,
that
I'd
was
love to
cool.
work with
Yeah, that'd be
them.
dope.
Meryl Streep. I'd love to work with her. On the artist side, I'd love to work with Kendrick.
You guys hear this?
like recording them. Like, I'm sorry, in your camera roll or in your producer role.
Whatever they need me at.
That's cool.
That's dope, man. That's crazy because some of those actors, like, isn't Jim Carrey retiring?
Yeah.
I heard he's retiring, huh?
Yeah.
Dang,
Do you
that's
see
crazy.
yourself ever like writing or like helping work on something that you can incorporate them into, like asking them to come on to your projects?
No, I actually a few years back I had a script that we were trying to pitch to Jim Carrey. He was doing like the dramatic roles, so we were like, this would be perfect, but it never went anywhere.
Mm.
It would have been a dope concept, but it never went anywhere.
Tell us a little about that.
It was just it was about a group of Green Berets, and they're doing some secret squirrel stuff with some CIA guys, and one of the main CIA guys would be Jim Carrey, because he had the beard. He just I forget the name of the movie, True Detective, I think it was called.
Yeah.
But
remember him with the
but he had the
beard and all that.
beard, and he just looked dope. So that's where that conversation came about.
Did you guys he saw the script or he didn't even see it?
We sent it to his agents and his lawyers, but like I said, it just
Didn't
never went
happen.
anywhere.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you have so much projects you have. You're just trying to get them out.
For sure.
That's dope though, man. All these projects you got going on. Like I like hearing that. I love that kind of stuff. Hearing about that kind of stuff. You know.
I'm a movie I'm a filmmaker. Like I want to make movies. You know,
What's
like,
your
that's-
favorite genre of movies to watch?
to watch? Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
I think I'm not with the whole Star Wars, Star Trek.
Mm.
But if it has to do with Interstellar, I love Interstellar.
Dune.
Dune is dope. Tenet was amazing.
Oh, I've seen that one.
But sci-fi, drama, actions are dope. I like it. I like it all.
Yeah.
Comedy's the hardest to do.
To film.
To physically do it is the hardest. It's the hardest genre to do. So I try to stay away with it as much as possible, unless you really got some talent.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You try to stay away from it?
Yeah, because that's the hardest thing to do is make somebody laugh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It makes sense
is.
though. I mean,
I'm not trying to set myself up for failure.
You're in the right the culture though. The Mexicans, they don't stop making people laugh.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yes.
Family members are just like that. You know what I mean?
No, that's why the movie is so funny because it's based at it's like a little like family. It's what it's based on. That's why it's so funny and relatable. So when people meet you or work with you, what's the kind of impression you hope to like leave on them? Like, what do you think? What do you hope they remember about interacting with you?
That I'm dope and that I'm here of service, and that I want to create.
get creative.
Yeah.
Echosworld, the hustler.
Yeah.
How does it being an entrepreneur in that industry? Like, is it cutthroat? Like, how's that industry?
It's super cutthroat, super. But I feel like any business, it's gonna be. Every business is cutthroat. I just feel like I said, artists are more selfish, right? And there's different ethics and morals that certain artists are willing to cross because they're just in that artist business mindset.
Who's an artist that was a pain in the ass to work with?
I wouldn't give out any names,
Nah.
but there's definitely been a few that I just wouldn't want to work with them again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you tell us like a crazy story you've had, like in the years that you have been in
You don't
the
gotta
film
name 'em,
industry?
you
Yeah,
know?
you don't have to. But a situation.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's really just like the level of respect that artists will give, whether if they're late or they just don't care about the project, or just like that type, just or how they treat the crew is really just like some things that really stick out to me that'll just leave a bad taste in my mouth. You know, like, if you're being a fucking dick, or like I said, if you're late, like I had this one artist, big artist too. We were shooting in Atlanta, and he was 10 hours late. It's
Oh my God.
10 hours. Like,
it was ridiculous. Yeah, and then he was rushing us at the end of the day.
yeah,
Oh,
I hate
no.
when
I get it. Like you're famous and you have that right to do.
You really
do
don't
whatever
though.
you
You're
want.
still human, man.
get it.
Like,
I get it.
it's crazy.
But like you're 10 hours late, and it's just like, and then you got an attitude. So that kind of just like,
yeah, it's a damper for sure.
And then I've worked with other artists where they're just like, they're one way when they're on set, and then when you're at the when you see them somewhere else, they don't even know you. Or
Damn.
I hate when that happens. That's annoying.
That's weirdo shit.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So recently, you were asked to go out and document some of the things that were happening in LA with ICE and all that good stuff. Tell us about that. How'd that go? How'd you feel being out there with the camera?
In the midst of it all.
Damn, I didn't know that you did that.
Yeah, I'm with I'm with an association, like a press association. So like every year, like if I like to submit 20 to 30 photos every year to their book, to either get them published or recognized or something like that. So it's something that I do out of passion. I like to document stuff, specifically stuff like that in our own city. And I don't know how, but me and my boy LV, he went with me. We just got stuck with the cops. Like they were like, "Where's your nobody can be here. Where's your press pass?" Only press here was like, "Whoa, I got a press pass right here. Like, let us in." They're like, "All right, well, you got to stick here with us." I was trying to go with the protesters, and we just got stuck with the cops, which was interesting because you get to hear what they're talking about and how they're reacting, and you get to hear their chatter and their radios. So it was just interesting. Then you're like really up close to these dudes that are just like standing there with like statues.
What was your thought process on all that? Like, what from what you were hearing and all that? Like,
I mean, they're just doing a job, and as much as it sucks to be in that situation, I can only put myself in their shoes because I was once in a uniform, right? So I kind of look at it as like, what if that was me? And they're doing the job. They don't, and that's the thing is like they got put into a situation that it wasn't even on them. They're just there now just because they don't want their city being torn down. For me, I was kind of disappointed because even though it was a good purpose to protest, and I think that a lot of the things that are happening is wrong. But some people are just there to do this madre, and that's not cool. That's what I'm now. I do agree that sometimes we gotta burn this bitch down to get the attention. But if you're just there just to cause destruction for no apparent reason, just to cause destruction, just to have some anarchy, good.
Yeah.
Good for you because you've accomplished nothing.
How was the footage you guys got from being on the other side?
I mean, the pictures are on my Instagram if you want to go take a look at them. I got some really dope images of just cops being cops, but like I said, like when I shoot, I like to. I'm very intimate when it comes down to my photography. I want people to feel like if they're actually there.
Yeah.
Seems like you've made your choice. Stay your ass on that side. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Now look at shots fired.
Nah, hey, but like
I'm just kidding.
I didn't stay there the whole time. Like I went on into the mix, and I was getting hit with pepper balls and with the mace, and we got shot at with one of the rubber balls.
Where'd it hit you?
Which I found. No, it didn't hit me.
Oh, okay.
But I have been hit before on other protests, and when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta keep that shit. So I kept it.
Yeah.
And I took that and I showed it to my son and I showed it to my daughter, and I was like, look at these fuckers, what they're shooting these dudes.
Yeah.
But it's more of a educational type of
Yeah.
thing. I'm not, I'm not condoning any of the violence. I'm not condoning of anything. Again, protest all you want, man. Push back. That's our constitutional right to speak up on shit like that.
Yeah, but burning the bitch down, it ain't doing nothing for nobody.
It's not.
No.
You're doing more harm than good.
People are getting hurt and shit. Like, it's just like.
And when it's not even our people fucking over there doing this madres, I mean, it's like, what are you even doing here, bro?
A lot of people just do that because they just want to rob shit and take shit too. They're not even having anything to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of those people that are doing that, they don't even care what's going on.
They don't care what's going on.
You know what I mean?
They just want the opportunity to say that they were there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, I want to open people's eyes, especially because of my fan base and the people that are like a lot of the people, like a lot of my homies, my military homies, are like, damn, dude, what's really going on over there like that?
Yeah.
They like seeing that kind of things because they don't deal with that kind of stuff. You know? My daughter just went to go visit her godfather in Alabama, and she was like, I didn't see none of that going on over here. And I was like, of course, it's Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You live in a whole different world.
Yeah, for sure. The South, that shit.
Even in Lancaster, we don't see that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, dude, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Of course, yes.
Any shout outs you wanna shoot out there real quick? Your camera's right there.
Last
Yes,
minute.
shout out to everybody that's constantly supporting. Please make sure that you go watch our movie or Chata with Oat Milk. Hit up the Chicano Hollywood Film Festival. That's the 17th to the 20th. I hope I got those dates right.
Yes.
Right, next week. And we got 2 films there: Addicted to You or Chata with Oat Milk. Make sure you follow me, Echosworld, all one word, on all our social platforms.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yes,
You
sir.
killed it, dude. Our slogan
Our slogan is "Shed the sheep." We're gonna look at that camera
Shed the sheep.
and say "Shed the sheep."
All right.
on 3. 1, 2, 3. Shed the sheep. Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
Melanie here.
I'm Cat Baby.
And Echo, you want to go say who you are and all that real quick?
And I'm Echosworld.
I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe. And we have Kool-Aid coming on next.
Hey.
So stay tuned. We are out. Peace.